All right, welcome everyone. Sunday morning, our alignment workshop. On Friday nights, Friday afternoons, we do our meditation workshop. We draw in, we focus on the inward breath, the inner alignment, the peace, the quiet, the quieting the emotions, quieting the mind, expanding ourselves into inner ideas. Well, this Sunday morning is the outward flow. We need to be aligned, so most people don't meditate. So you need to develop this habit of inner alignment. But then we also need to learn how to project, act, work, go about our business in an aligned way. Most people are unaligned and they're acting in a way they never draw inward, they never anchor themselves, they never give any real thought to their actions or behaviors or personality or identity, and they're just on a big roller coaster. We draw in, try to come to some semblance of quiet and balance, and then learn to become a little bit more aligned in our outward actions. And I want to share with you today, we're going to talk about several different areas of behavior, if you will, or areas of outer behavior. And there are four things that I've come up with, but then there are more. So if you have a journal or pencil and paper, it would be a great time to do that. I'll give you another minute. We want to be calm, balanced, peaceful. And what we really want is we want to be able to act in a calm, balanced, peaceful way. We don't live on a mountain. We don't live in a monastery. We've got life, work, kids, shopping, cooking, cleaning. We have things to do. So we have to learn how to align our activities and then stay on an aligned active streak and then draw back in active, be thoughtful about what we just did, self-awareness, active again, self-awareness, active. So this is the pattern we're trying to create. Obviously, it's a little bit easier to just have a meditation habit and just become aligned in your meditation habit. It's a little bit more difficult to go out in the world and maintain that alignment. And that's our goal for being here. So before we jump in, I want to thank you for being here, holding this space, this Sunday morning space. It's important to me. I look forward to it every day, every week, and I'm happy that you guys are here. We're holding this space. This space is going so that whoever comes in next will have this space available to them. They'll have the Friday meditation and they'll have some of the other workshops that we do every week. So I really appreciate you guys holding the space, being consistent, showing up one, two, three, four, five, six times, seven times, eight times. That forms a pattern and you're on the right track. So thank you for doing that. So a couple of things. There are four areas that I want to talk about. We may end up talking about all four. We may get lost in one, but that's okay because they're all important. Um, the first area I want you to really do a self-analysis or even give yourself a grade. The first area of your outer behavior, this is, I believe, the most important thing. You've got to learn to whatever your personality, whatever your subconscious way of being, whatever your identity, whatever you've been in the past, you want to start to soften that and move toward kind of what I'm going to use the word gentle and kind. You want to be a kind person, a gentle person. And what I mean by that, and most people who are in the spiritual path already have been working on being gentle and kind. It means having empathy, really feeling what other people are feeling, being with someone, allowing a person, it's really easy to practice on these things when you're a parent. If you just kind of live off by yourself, it's a little bit harder. But you want to focus on kind of listening a little bit more, less projecting, be a little bit more gentle, be a little bit more observant, kind of be with people, give people space, allow people to talk, stop projecting and stopping them and correcting them and fixing them and even agreeing with them. Just allow people to express themselves when they're around you. That's really important. And I learned this from my wife. She's very gentle, very kind, very good listener. And people just love being around her because she doesn't block them. She doesn't block their wavelength. So people feel really, really comfortable. I'm always trying to teach and fix. You should read this book. You should do this. You should do that. Trying to tell people what to do. And that blocks their energy. So when I say be gentle and kind, just observe what other people are doing. Stop projecting. Give other human beings the space to express themselves, to be themselves, and give yourself a grade, like how scale of 1 to 10. How are you on that? Some other things, you want to surround yourself. with an aura of emotional safety. So when other people are with you, they feel safe. They feel like they can just kind of let their guard down and be honest and share things with you. That's what we're looking for. This idea of another word that goes into this idea is generosity, kindness, gratitude, and appreciation. This is really important that you soften your projections. Some people don't have this problem. Some people are gentle and kind by nature. Some people are more, like me, I'm more head-centered and I'm not necessarily aware of other people. So for me, this is a big area of improvement that I've been working on for decades, really, and continue to work on, continue to trip up, continue to make mistakes. Why did I say that? Why did I do that? And you can almost see or feel it in the room when you say something or block the energy flow. Why did I do that? Hey, just calm down. So this is really important. And I would ask you, number one, give yourself a grade. Where are you on this journey? And it's not a switch, you don't turn it on and off. This is something you're conditioning yourself to over a long period of time. Give yourself a grade, 1 to 10. You don't have to announce it. And if you're a parent, or if you're a husband or a wife, or if you have a roommate, um, or a partner, how would that person grade you? How would your kids grade you in this area? Would your kids say you're a 10, that you're the best person, I can say anything I want, I can be anything I want, I feel really comfortable around you? Or do they feel a little bit of pressure and a little bit blocked? How would your kids grade you, or your husband or your wife or your partner, or even your coworkers? How would you grade yourself? That's the most important thing. And then how do you think other people would feel about you in this area, gentle and kind? Just take a minute and I want you to put those words in your head, gentle and kind. And I want you to just swirl those words in your head. I want you to see what that means to you, because all of us are at a different phase in this work of being gentle and kind and aware and being better listeners, less projection, creating less chaos, drawing in and allowing people around us to feel emotionally safe and secure. What does that mean to you? Just put that word in your head, gentle and kind, and just imagine, just swirl that around in your head and what comes to you from that. I'll just give you 30 seconds. And write down whatever comes into your mind. I just wrote down less projection. Stop projecting all the time. Withdraw in. That's a lifelong work for me. Pull inward and let the kids and the grandkids and the wife and everybody just do their own thing. Stop trying to control them or tell people what to do. I'm not saying you never can have an idea, you never can express an idea. I'm just saying when there's other people around, this is a perfect opportunity. Anytime you're with other, because really the time you lose this mental work when you're with other people, because you're in subconscious autopilot mode and your personality comes out without you being aware of it. So this is the perfect opportunity over a long period of time to work on just projecting a little bit less. Allow, John, that's perfect. Just allow people to be themselves, be on their own journey. It's a beautiful thing when you I noticed that first of all, I see it in my wife. I've observed it our whole marriage. She's just wonderful with other people because she doesn't set their agenda for them. She just lets them, you want to eat candy? Here's candy. You want to eat cake? Here's cake. You want to go outside? Go outside. You want to play with the puzzle? Play with the puzzle. She doesn't tell people what to do. She doesn't suggest things. She doesn't criticize anything that anybody does, including me. And I'm blessed, to have her and be around her. She allows me to do my own thing and be myself. It's a beautiful thing. And we all want to be like that, gentle and kind. So write down what comes to your mind, a few things that you can work on. I wrote less projection. For me, that really sums it up for me. Just stop being that guy. Stop being the guy that blocks out all the energy. Just allow the energy to flow, allow other people to flow. This is the hardest part of the work. For me personally, the hardest part of the work is when you're around other people. When you're by yourself and your eyes are closed and, 5 minutes before you go to sleep, it's really easy to draw inward and be calm and balanced and aligned. But how do you take that calm, balance, alignment and learn to be around other people in all different types of, maybe while you're driving? How do you keep that calm, balance, alignment? How do you keep yourself gentle, kind, generous, appreciative, allowing, emotionally safe? That's really important to bring that with you to all your, and again, it's a journey. We're on this journey. Another main area that I want to talk about that we can all work on and improve ourselves is this idea of being fun and creative, a whole separate category, fun and creative. And I chose those two words because this is this is where we're most in the moment. Yeah, this is where we're most in the moment. Fun, creative, enjoying ourselves, living life, doing exactly what we want to do. There's a certain energy in fun and creativity. Also an implied notion that you're with other people and you're sharing energy. You're connecting energetically with other people. You're having fun. Like my reference is sports. When I was a kid and I was on a team, wow, that was fun. It was like fun to be on that team and share that energy and that chemistry. So this is like the outward thing. Gentle and kind is drawing in, allowing, not drawing in, but holding yourself in and allowing other people to be safe around you. Fun and creative is the active part. This is the energetic part. Under this umbrella also comes your health, energetic connection with other people. This is how you create, zizzy energy and relationships with people. Um, Things like, excuse me, like health, rhythm and flow, dancing, singing. These are the things I want you to think about. Are you allowing the energy to flow through you? Are you flowing positive energy, fun energy, creative energy, group energy? Yeah, healthy. Are you moving? Is the energy flowing? Rhythm and balance, music, being in the moment, joyful, happy. These are beautiful things. These are expressions of this energy flow. So this is kind of like the energy center where this is where you give out all your positive energy. Another word for this would be authentic. Are you authentic? And just give yourself a grade from 1 to 10. And if you have kids or a husband or wife or a partner, how would they grade you on fun, creative, authentic, energetically connected with everybody else, happy, joyful, flowing, rhythmic? This is another aspect of life. How would you grade yourself? Are you a fun person? Are you a flowing person? Or are you constantly very serious? That's me. My weak area, fun and creativity. Imagine if I was a fun and creative person, these sessions would be totally different. Instead of being a physics teacher, standing in front of a blackboard. Imagine that. Imagine the energy that fun and creativity would create. We have another member. She's under a lot of stress. She hasn't been here in the last month or two. But Liz, um, and by the way, reach out to Liz if for those of you that know her and make sure she's okay. I reach out to her about once every 2 weeks, but I'm sure she'd like to hear from other people. She has this thing where she's a grandma and she works with her daughter, and they have all kinds of activities for her grandkids. They create charts and pictures and cut things out of magazines. Like they really have a lot of fun. So give yourself a grade. How does your energy flow? Is your energy flowing positively? Because here we are talking about, yeah, expressing yourself, just living life. Let's be, how much do you really enjoy life? Thank you, John. Yeah, I'm not saying my style's wrong. It's just not fun and creative. That's all. It's just really strong in other areas. It's not so much fun and creative. Occasionally I smile. There it is. All right, now I'm smiling. So how would you grade yourself there? How would you grade your energy? Is it positive, fun, joyful, happy, aligned? Are you flowing, or is there not a lot of that in your life? Because if you give yourself a low grade, it's not the end of it. That's just where you're starting the journey from. If you give yourself a high grade, it's where you're starting the journey from. Another a really important thing there is authenticity. If you're authentic and you're having fun and you really are have other people around you that you can energetically connect with, this is a you want a high grade there. And you want a high grade on being gentle and kind. You want to score really well here because that's life. This is how you connect with other people. Now the other two are more inner focus. So let's just sit with that for a minute. Let's just sit with fun and creative. We talked about gentle and kind, and we talked about allowing other people to flow, releasing the need to fix and correct. Let's go into the other area of our life. Fun and creative, energetically connected, energetically flowing, authentic, happy, joyful, in the moment, rhythm, flow, singing, dancing, doing artwork, enjoying life? How do you grade yourself there? Just think about that. Let's just sit with those words for a few minutes, for a minute or two. Happy and joyful, fun and creative, authentic, energetically connected, positive energetic connections with the people around you, healthy. Health would fit under this umbrella. Healthy, flowing energy, unobstructed, just having a good time, being fun and joyous, allowing energy to flow through you, being authentic, not blocking your own energy. Singing, dancing, enjoying. How would you, just what thoughts do you have there? Just write them down. Little things to work on, ideas that come to you so you can flow more energy, more positive energy around people. The kind and gentle is allowing other people to flow energy with you, not blocking other people's energy. This is, are you able to flow and energize your life and be super healthy and really be enjoy yourself and be around other people and be authentic? Or is energy flowing through you? This is really important. This is like your energy plug. This is like where you plug into the juice. This is where the energy comes flowing. And the other one, gentle and kind, is where other people feel comfortable, where you're slowing down and allowing other people to express. Write down whatever comes to you. Yeah, we got to get you. Yeah, me too. I'm with my wife, but generally we're pretty isolated. I don't talk to a lot of people during the day, so I'm with you, Debbie. Feel the same way. But authenticity, taking care of your own health, being aligned and creative and joyful, like really, just having fun, walking around, just enjoying the day, just allowing. This is where your energy can flow. This is really important. Because if you are alone and you're isolated and you don't have energetic connections, which is why I believe the collective is serves the purpose of having energetic connections. As we grow and we have many more events, you could literally be able to plug in every day, and that could be your energetic flow, your energetic connection. But when you're living isolated, like a lot of people are, um, this is a tough one. So you have to work on your health, you have to work on your own authenticity, feeling aligned. So that's good. I'm glad you brought that up, Demi. The next major area Some people are great at this. Some people really struggle with this. The next major area, the third major area of your outer life, of how you express yourself outwardly, this outward flow that we're talking about. The next major area is responsible and organized. Responsible and organized. You have to be self-reliant, self-disciplined. You have to have a plan. You have to be able to write something down. You have to know where you're going. You have to be patient, very patient, long-term thinking. Be self-directed. Don't be sitting around waiting for somebody else to do the work for you. If there's work to do, get up and do it. Right action is another great word that goes under this. Logical, consistent. This responsible and organized, this is where you take care of your own safety and security. This is where you're actually thinking about, am I safe? Am I secure? This is all part of it. Being logical, organized, having a plan versus just drifting through life, wherever life takes you. Maybe let's anchor on a future state and let's pull ourselves towards that. It won't happen automatically. You've got to be logical, organized, planning, long-term thinking, patient, wherever you're going, wherever your life is headed. You want to be patient because it's going to be a journey. The journey is the whole point. Long-term thinking, consistent, self-reliant. And if you are weak in this area, then you're a great person, but you're not really, where are you going? Like, what are you doing? Well, what's the point? What did you do today? Watch the Netflix series? I don't know. What did you do? You have to be moving towards something. And if you don't, that's okay. But we can help you. Like, I need help in this area too. I'm very scattered. So I got a million pieces of paper on my desk. I'm very disorganized. And when I do set a goal, it's like, my mind wants to go in a million different directions. It's very hard to keep myself on track, which is why I created the cycle of mind, because I believed that I needed something to hold in my hand that I could actually look at that would be my compass, my plan, that would make it really clear about where I was going in my own life. And it doesn't mean, it means planning for anything, planning on your own self-development, your own self-awareness. Responsible and organized. Sit with those words. Do you have a plan? Are you clear on the type of person you want to be? Are you in charge? Are you confident and clear about your direction? Or are you simply getting washed with the getting washed with the waves on shore? Or are you navigating the winds of life? Are you pointing somewhere? Whereas fun and creative is allowing the energy to flow, being authentic, being gentle and kind is being gentle and kind and allowing other people to be around you in an emotionally safe way. But this responsibility and organization, this is key. Planning. Where are we going? We could honestly spend 6 months talking about nothing other than, well, any one of these really, but this one's really important because if you don't have a plan, so even honestly, just putting Monday meditation and Sunday morning inner alignment, that's a plan. Like you're intentionally being here. You took an action, an intentional action. Why? Because you want this to be one step. And this live event, another way to look at this is this live event isn't the answer. It's not the path. It's one tiny little brick. And you're going to have to put hundreds of these bricks together, thousands of these types of positive actions, intentional actions. And you're here because whether you know it or not, you somehow inside you has a plan to get better. And you think being here is going to be like an anchor, like the next step and the next step and the next step. If you don't know where your next steps are, and again, we built the collective so you can just walk down this path without worrying about it. If you don't know what the next steps are, is my next step over here? Is my next, I'm just tired of even planning. I'm just going to enjoy life. Why is life so hard? I wish my life was better. I deserve a better life. I pray for a better life. I really do. I deserve a better life. I'm such a nice person. No one has a magic wand. This is where it all starts. Planning, organization, being responsible, putting on your big boy pants, your big girl pants, getting out and doing it, setting habits and routines intentionally. So sit with that for a little while. responsible, and organized. How would you grade yourself on that one? Responsible and organized. And by the way, if you're a parent, this is your responsibility. You have to be the one in the house, not the kids, who are responsible and organized. This is really important because other people are depending on you. If it's your own life, you should be able to build a plan and be pretty clear about your next steps. And I know when you have kids or you're simply around your lifestyle, just you're around people all the time. Because like I'm pretty, I wouldn't say isolated, but my wife and I we're self-contained. We've got our own unit. We've got our own habits. We're very repetitive. We do the same. I like repetition and comfort. That gives me comfort. But when the family comes over, then we go to the zoo. And then I get back to my comfort zone. Ah, okay, good. I can meditate again. How do you, like it's hard when you're around people 24 hours a day, when you're a parent, for example, to come up with a plan. But you have to make a plan. You have to start thinking long term. Look at it this way. We've done that fourth dimensional meditation where you're looking down on your own life and you see your own life stream. You see all the events of your life in the past have gone to make up who you are. And then you can look and you see that your life stream comes to this exact present moment. And if you're in that life stream, then all you see is the world coming at you. There's no planning, right? You have to rise above your life stream, swipe 5, 10, 20 years in the future, say, this is the person I want to be. I want to be healthier. I want to be happier. I want to be more aligned. How do I get there? That's the plan. I want to have more money. Well, how do I have more money in the future? You got to start saving money now. Got to have a plan. You have to be disciplined, organized. You have to take complete responsibility, not just for the present moment, but recognize that this present moment is who you're going to be in the future. So you have to take complete responsibility to be organized, responsible, logical, safe, secure, long-term thinking, patient. All of these things go into, but you got to put some thought into who you're becoming. Why do you want to be this person? You're not going to see if I asked you, we can do it now, right? If I ask you to just close your eyes and imagine your life, just slide 20 years into the future. Just imagine it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or New Year's Eve or some holiday, spring break, whatever it might be, 20 years from now. Just hover over yourself in that life. Who will be there with you? Well, most likely going to be your family, right? Maybe someone new will come into your life in 20 years, but it's going to be your family. It's going to be pretty much who it is. What kind of person are you going to be? Are you going to be healthy in 20 years? Are you going to be a meditator? Are you going to be a deep breather? Are you going to have money in the bank because you started putting money in the bank today? So 20 years ago, are you going to, who are you going to be? What are you working towards? This is long-term patient thinking. And very few people plan for the future. Very few. I sold life insurance, still do. Almost nobody plans for the future. And the crazy thing is, every organization, every company, every corporation, every single one has a 1 year plan, a 3 year plan, a 5 year plan, a 10-year plan. Every organization uses planning, but hardly one person actually makes a personal plan. And that's one of the things as we're writing, as we're creating this onboarding material, writing this Life 101 book, this level one stuff that we're going to give to our members, new members, planning and organization is a part of it. So you've got to learn that skill. You've got to learn to just stop promising to do everything and doing nothing, or thinking everything's okay when you're really not taking any steps. Being here is a concrete step. It's like a foothold, like you're climbing up the wall, and this live event is a little foothold, and there's millions of them, and you got to keep pegging yourself up all the way to the top. Then there's no end, like it doesn't ever end. Just so this is an aspect of yourself. How would you grade yourself? If you're a parent, how would your kids grade you? There you go. There's a Taoist in the Tao Te Ching, Kayla. It says that success is found in the ashes of disaster, and disaster lurks behind every success. So yeah, just go with it. Whatever it is just what it's supposed to be. But planning, intentionality, mm, anchor onto something and pull yourself towards something better. That's the goal. Because if you don't do that, if you don't have this quadrant, if you don't have this aspect of your life, if you're completely disorganized and just hoping and praying and wishing that life would change, it's just going to not change. You're just going to go into the river of life. So you've got to anchor yourself, pull yourself up out of the water, and be your own plan, your own long-term plan, your own patient plan. Journaling is a big part of this aspect as well. For those who journal, everyone who journals can attest. It's a game changer. I know people don't want to start journaling, but that's okay. It's still a game changer, whether you do it or not. And then the fourth one, and there might be more, right? But the fourth one is learning and expansion. So put these kind of like as corners of a square, gentle and kind, responsible and organized, fun and creative. And this fourth one is learning and expansion. Learning and expansion, opening yourself up to new ideas, to new experiences, being focused on the future, being future focused. I have this growing sense that I've cultivated over a long period of time that the best years of my life are ahead of me. I have no doubt about that. I've had some great years. I've had some bad experiences, some great experiences, and I can rest on my laurels. I was like the greatest Pop Warner football coach ever. We were 20 and 0, never lost a game for 2 years. I mean, I could live on that the rest of my life. I have the football with all the little kids signing it. I mean, I could live on that. And, my son and I, that's what we talk about. But there's more to come. There's much more to come in the future. Optimistic, future focused, learning new things, expanding horizons, having new experiences, pushing yourself into new ways of being, completely moving outside of your comfort zone, never stopping growing and learning and expanding. And as we get to higher dimensional teachings, this expansion energy is the most important thing. It's the highest level of energy that you just allow to flow it through you. And if you're blocked, you can't expand. If you don't have a future focus, if you're saying, oh, this is my trauma, I can't get out of it, and you're just holding on to this, you're never, ever, ever going to have a future that you're going to be happy with because you're always going to be holding on to this. Got to be future focused, optimistic, mindset, opening new types of books, opening yourself to new types of information, continuing to plug into these kinds of things. So you're always becoming a little bit better, learning one new thing about yourself, constant expansion, self-awareness. When you're future focused, you have an opportunity. Not everyone is blessed to have this, but you have an opportunity to see what your purpose is. When you're future focused, you can start to see what your purpose is. And if your purpose is clear, you can move towards it, pull yourself up away from where you are now, out of this comfort zone. And let's be clear too. If you've been here, or no, it doesn't have to be here. People grow on their own without coming here, but you've grown and changed into this person you are now. You've expanded into this person, but the journey this is just a phase. This is just a plateau where keep going. Don't ever stop opening, growing, expanding, especially people who get older. Like their whole world comes in. Their whole world just stops and their whole world just becomes, the TV shows they watch. I've seen it, right? You don't want to be like that. You want to boom, break out, expand, learn, change the channel. Open yourself up to new ideas. How would you grade yourself on this? Expansion, learning, opening yourself up. Are you eager to learn things? Do you push towards learning things? Responsible and planning and organized? Make a plan to learn new things. How would you grade yourself on that? If you're a parent, this is educating your child. Don't wait for the school to educate them. You educate them. You grow their minds. You help them expand. You see their future for them. Future focused, optimistic, learning, growing, expanding. That's what this quadrant is about. It's about the inner effort you're taking to just break out of whatever you understand about yourself now and start understanding new things, new experiences. Love learning and growing into this higher energy. Right. And who are you connecting with? Are you connecting with people that are drawing you down, or are you connecting with people that are learning and expanding? That's it. That's the whole 9 yards. Who are you connecting with? Are you connecting with the people that are bringing you down and preventing you from learning and expanding, or are you learning and expansive? So those are the four things that I want to talk about. There's so many elements are covered within each one, but I'll repeat them. Gentle and kind. What kind of a person are you? Do you give people an emotionally safe space to be? Are you a listener or are you a yapper? What are you there? Do you recognize the energies that are flowing? Do you kind of have empathy for people? Are you an empathetic person? Most people on the spiritual journey at least want to be like that. They're trying to be gentle and kind. So you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Everybody who shows up here, what I would give them the benefit of the doubt. Whether they are gentle and kind, I know they're trying to be. I know they're trying to improve. And even, just keep trying to improve in that area. The other area is this energetic flow, fun, creative, active, being part of a team, belonging to something. Wow, amping up your energy, health, everything you can do to flow. That's the second quadrant. The third quadrant is responsible and organized. Do you have a plan or you're just winging it? You're just showing up every day? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have an evening routine? I can't meditate. You don't understand. It's too busy in the morning. Well, take control of yourself. Control yourself. And then finally, are you learning and expanding or are you stagnating and going backwards? And let me explain to you too, there are very powerful forces in the 3D world that we all live in that are pushing down on our expansion, that are pushing down on our authenticity, that are pushing down on our level of happiness and joy. There are very, very powerful forces. They're pushing down on literacy. They're pushing very hard to prevent you, all of us, they, right, the ubiquitous they, don't want you to expand and learn. They don't want you to be happy and joyous. They don't want you to be authentic. They want you to plug into an economic system that sucks your authenticity out of you. There are forces that are pushing you away from all of these areas. There are forces, when I say gentle and kind, the mantra, the background energy in the world that we live in is to be self-centered and get your own and figure it out yourself and don't help other people, right? Helping others would be another aspect of gentle and kind. I'm going to write that down. There are forces that are pushing down on learning and expansion. There are forces that are pushing down on your authenticity, trying to suck your energy out instead of allowing you to cultivate and grow your own energy. So each of these four quadrants, you've got to really buckle in. This is your work. This is the next phase of your outer work. How are you going in the world? How are you being in this world? So just think about learning and expansion. Just roll that in your mind for a little bit. Learning and expansion, future focus, optimism, shifting your mindset to an open mindset, a limitless mindset, feeling of purpose and meaning. What's guiding you into the future? What's pulling you there? What's really important to you? What do you want to expand into? Who do you want to be? Think about that. Are you opening yourself to higher ideas and higher wisdom and change and positive change? Or if you think you're already a fully formed person, you don't really need to do all that work? Because I think that's what makes the difference between the average person and the person that's doing this work is they're expanding, they're learning, they're changing, they're growing, they're okay with that. They don't know, like I don't know what the future is. I don't really know 5 years from now what I'm going to be or who I'm going to be or what the world's going to be like, but I'm working on the inside to be more gentle and kind, to be more flowing and authentic and joyous and happy. I'm working to be more organized. I need help to be more organized, and then learning and expanding. Like I'll never stop that. That's just my genetics. I just want to learn. I want to expand. So. And just watch these four things, right? Gentle and kind, learning and expanding, planning, responsible and organized, fun and creative. This is you. Just put your eyes on that and realize this is stay within this. Stay within and analyze yourself. Stay within this groove. Don't go off into another. If you want something to think about, if you want to accomplish something, you got to put it in your mind. You have to be very clear about what you want. Well, here's a drawing with the four corners that you can just put yourself right into. And these are easy to memorize. You can walk around and these things will start to percolate in your own head. How am I doing in the area? Or you're with people, and this is me personally, self-confessing, and you say something that's maybe a little sarcastic or it cuts off the energy. Just observe that. Okay, all right, I did that. Nobody likes me here. I get it. I was a dummy. All right, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to do a little bit better. I'm going to try to take a breath next time I'm around people. I'm going to try to improve myself. I'm going to try to listen a little bit more. It's a journey, and you're not perfect, and it's okay. But the very fact that you're planning the journey, that you keep your mind, your future is whatever you're focusing on right now, right? Your future is what you focus on right now. If you focus on these four aspects, that's it. Your future, this is what your mind will focus on. This is what your mind will help you with. And you're just going to become a better person in all of these areas. You can literally create a flow, a future flow through time, embraced or bounded by these four things. And you may think of other things. If you have other categories, that's fine too. But put them in your mind, look at them, write them on a piece of paper, stare at it, and then let that percolate into your subconscious and let your subconscious make you a better person in all these areas. That's what it'll do because you're taking a step. You're being responsible, organized, planning, writing it down. You're taking an intentional step to make yourself better. There you go, Debbie. Love it. Yeah, and while we're here, right, let's talk a little bit about the collective because this is no ordinary group. This is what's called a very loose association. We only see each other once in a while. We don't really know each other. We don't really interact and work on projects together, with a few small exceptions. So this is a loose group. So what is the collective? Well, the collective, think of the collective as like a drumbeat, a steady wavelength of positivity and optimism, and a wavelength of balance and alignment. What are we aligned to? Well, those of us who have been doing this work for more than a few months, we're aligned with Source, with Mott. We're aligned with the flow of the universe. This is the wave that we're not anything else other than pure alignment with this positive source in the universe. So each time you plug into the collective, you get that juice. Every time you unplug, well, you're kind of on your own a little bit, but you want to take what you've learned. I've always said this, when you ascend, it's not how high you ascend, it's what you learn while you're there and what you're able to bring back into your three-dimensional life. These four quadrants are your three-dimensional life. So bring these higher teachings into all aspects of your three-dimensional life. We are the wavelength and we're not compromising. That's really something important. I had an opportunity a couple of months ago where I could have just, gotten many, many more people to join, but I don't want that. I want the people who are stepping forward, the people who are willing to take a step on their own. Then happy to pull you up. But I'm not trying to convince people who aren't into this. And so if you've kind of recognized or accepted the reality of who you are, connected to Mother Earth, connected to the energetic grid, if you've accepted this reality, then these four things act as a guidepost so you can move forward in an aligned way, right? If you haven't accepted the fact or you haven't come to the flash of insight that you are an authentic person, you're not all that three-dimensional stuff. You're not your job. You're not your name or your identity or your past. You're a free-flowing form of energy, a free-flowing being of light that's way beyond all these mortal things that we talk about. If you haven't come to that, then come to that. And then once you're there, you do need a guidepost. Otherwise, you won't know what to do next. So learning and expansion, being more gentle and kind and accepting and emotionally safe, having fun and allowing the whole thing to flow through you, and then also being organized enough and self-disciplined enough to actually show up and keep doing the work. So those are the things. Keep your mind there. And if you're flowing, you can flow right in that groove. I think it gives you like a nice highway you can flow right through and continue to improve. And the collective is nothing more than, and you're here, like literally, you're holding space here. If other people hadn't held space last week and the week before and the space wouldn't be here. But we're holding this space so it's here. And so every Sunday, here's another opportunity to plug in, and brand new people can plug in because we held the space. This space is real. Like I didn't understand what holding the space meant, but it literally means making sure the space is always available and not going away. Okay, so maybe today wasn't a 10th dimensional expo. It's okay. You were here, you plugged in, you got a lot of good ideas, you wrote a lot of things down, you did some inner reflection. But the goal of this Sunday morning thing, Friday we draw in, Sunday we learn how to be aligned. We learn how to behave in an aligned way. We learn to set goals and plans. And we literally could talk about planning and organizing forever because what are your goals? What are your goals with your health? What are your goals with your career, your money, your family? Where are you going? Like, what are you shooting towards? So there you have it. And there's no reason why every Sunday we can't talk about those four things every time or dig deep into one of them. So this is kind of the curriculum, if you will, of outward expression. How do we align our outward expression? Just keep these four things in your mind. Close your eyes. I want you to see all four corners. Uh, Gentle and kind, fun and creative, organized and responsible, and learning and expansive. Keep that in your mind. Keep looking at your paper, and your subconscious will eventually percolate, and these things will then become the mission of the subconscious. Any thoughts, feedback? That's what I wanted to share with you guys. I take my cues from anyone know who John Wooden is? He was a basketball coach, coached UCLA back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. He won like 13 in 15 years. He won like 13 national championships. The greatest coach ever. Put together great teams year after year. And what he did, the one thing I'll never forget, he said not one of our practices ever went more than an hour. They would come in, show up, do their work, go back to classes, and then when they played the game, the one guy said, like, I used to feel bad for the other team because they didn't have any system. They didn't have any, they were just running around, and we knew exactly what we were doing because we were so well coached. And that's the whole point. You don't need to spend, hours and hours and hours. Now it's time to draw in, which is what we did now. We have a plan, we have a vision, we have a channel we can tune into, stay in this channel, in this in within this box, and now we can practice, 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 practice. Every time you're with people, take a breath. Stop projecting. Every time you feel like you're singing a song in your head, go with it, man. Just, yeah, this is fun. Have a fun day. It's all about, the universe, according to the tantrics, the universe is just a big play. It's just a big game, having fun. Have fun, flow with it, be fun, creative, authentic, energetically connect with other people. Enjoy that. That's part of it. You got this. You got this. All right, guys. That's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for being here, holding the space. We'll meet again. You're all invited, I guess. Not all of you, I guess, but anyone who's in the inner circle is invited to Sunday night. I don't have a specific agenda for Sunday night. I'll be thinking about that through the day, but more importantly, Friday, 4 p.m. Keep showing up. Just keep showing up on a regular basis, and appreciate you for holding the space. Keep doing the work. Keep stepping out, reaching out, plugging into the collective, putting your energy, attention, and light into this. And we take it all, appreciate it all, and we capture it all, and we're going to keep going as a collective. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Alan.
Yep. Thank you
Have a
for
wonderful day, everyone.
everyone. Take care. Um, Feel free to chat on the chat, and we'll see you guys. If I don't see you again, I'll see you Friday for the meditation workshop. But I'll be posting this one up in an hour or so. All right, everyone have a great day. Take care. Oh, I guess most importantly, let me say before we leave, if you haven't already X'd out, um, be very clear about two or three or four things that you want to work on moving forward within these quadrants. So be really clear about what you're working on and try to be self-aware if you're succeeding or veering off course. But this is your course. This is your compass. This is where you want to focus on. So be really aware when you're off of it, when you're stressed and bored and tense or angry. How come I'm not flowing energy here? What's going on? If I'm interrupting people, why aren't I being more, giving people an emotional safe space? If you have a plan, a compass, a map, you'll then see when you're off course. You'll also see when you're on course. So it's write down at least a few things and try to keep this mindset of alignment and yeah, okay, I'm in charge here. Try to keep that through the day. Don't just X out and go back to the roller coaster. Try to keep calm and balanced and aligned throughout the day. All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks for holding the space. Thanks for being here. And for sure, I'll see everybody Friday again. And well, anyway, I'll talk to you separately. Love you all. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for being here.